I've been working on some really fun blends for the signature collection. Let's pour some fragrance testers. While I'm going to keep the specific notes a little bit of a secret for now, I will probably give you some hints as to what you could expect from each of these. Let's get started by cleaning and wicking our tins. Clean, but I want to give them a wick, but it'll be good enough. And based on the wax and the vessel and the oils I'm planning to use, I've selected 2 different wicks. One of these blends has a little bit of a heavier, heavier fragrance blend. So we're going to use the CD12. And for the remaining 3, they're a little bit on the lighter side. So we're going to try CD10s with those. I don't have centering devices for these, but these tins are pretty easy for the most part to wick. Plus the main thing here is to test the fragrance blend, not so much the wick performance. That'll come later. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my handy dandy stickers. This is how I like to differentiate and leave a little tab so I can easily peel it off. So that way I know what is what. Okay, now that our jars are pretty well prepped, let's go ahead and measure out our wax and get that melting while we work on the fragrance oils. We're going to use a 100% soy wax. I figure the hot throw will probably be as weak as it will get with the blends, the waxes that I have with this 100% soy. So let's try with that. That way I can kind of set my expectations appropriately. If we end up using 100% soy, then we have an accurate representation of what the hot throw will be. If we end up using a blend like a cocoa soy blend or something else, then we could expect the hot throw to potentially be a little bit better in those waxes. So I figured I'd just use 100% soy and see how it goes. So let's go ahead and measure out that soy wax. Since these are just testers, the amount doesn't have to be perfect, but it really bothers me when candles aren't full all the way. It's just a pet peeve of mine, so I'd rather have just a little bit more wax in here. Okay, our wax is melting. Let's work on our blends. I'm going to start with the first blend, which I'm going to call, for the purposes of keeping the mystery alive, Bougie Citrus. So let's get started on this blend. This one's actually going to be a 50-50 blend, so we're starting out pretty easy. For this particular blend, we need about 0.16 ounces. I use ounces. I have enough of the sampler, just enough. I'm a little bit over. And since these are blends, I want to be pretty particular about the amount, or pour all my blends into separate containers, just in case I go over, just like I did here. I don't want to just be like, oh well, I'm just going to try it, because I've worked out specific amounts for specific reasons. Okay, Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and mix these two. Half and half blend. And we should end up with about 0.32 ounces of fragrance oil, which is going to be an 8% concentration. Okay, our wax has pretty much all the way melted, so that's great news. I'm going to go ahead and wipe this guy out. I only have 4 of these, so we may have to only pour a couple and then pour another couple, just so we make sure that our blends are as accurate as possible. I forgot my gloves. Why didn't you guys tell me? You may hear my son next door. As I've mentioned before, his room is right next to my workspace, so he's okay. He's being taken care of. His dad is home today, so if you hear him talking in the background, sorry, not sorry. Okay, let's work on the next blend, which is going to be not a 50-50. What's this one going to be? This one will be, oh goodness, I can't remember exactly what the split is on this one, but we're going to call this one Date Night. Again, we're keeping the secrecy alive. We're not telling you exactly what the oils are or the notes, but we're going to call this one Date Night. This one is the one that's a little bit heavier with the oils. So let's go ahead and measure these out. The dominant scent first. Dominant meaning this is the one that I want to be more forward in the fragrance. This was a tester that I've already used once, so I was lucky to have made it a bit of a heavier oil, so we're putting a little bit less of this one in. Sniffing it in the beaker, I gotta say I'm kind of unconvinced, so that's okay. We'll just see how it goes. Okay, so the next blend is what I'm gonna call Upscale Linen, which I think is gonna just be, I think, very well loved. It's going to be a classic scent with just a small twist, but I think it should be very universally loved. So I'm excited for this one. Let's go ahead and put it together. Again, I don't know exactly what I calculated the percentages at. I should have written this down, but it's only 2 oils, and they're pretty fresh. So we're going to go ahead and pour those and get this beaker ready. Okay, we're going to do our dominant oil first. We need 0.2. Already smells so good. Okay, that's perfect. Let's put this aside. Grab another clean beaker, tear it out, and then we're going to do 0.11. Okay, perfect. All right, now we're going to go ahead and mix these because we know we got the perfect amount of each. That one's going to be so good, so fresh, so classic. Make sure I got everything out of there. So this one is color coded green. So we're going to put those together. Okay, it's time to pour our oils for our last blend. This one we're going to call Spa Vibes. That's right, ladies. Everyone needs spa vibes in their home every once in a while, okay? All right. Nothing says relaxation and mommy time out like a spa vibe candle. So let's go ahead and get this one poured up. This one's a little bit more complicated, at least for me, because I'm an amateur at blending. But this one has 3 oils in it. So we're going to go ahead and grab those and get our fragrance poured up. And then we can start actually mixing our wax and fragrance. Just kidding. We need to pour these other candles first. I'm back. Had to take a quick break to do mom things. Let's go ahead and get our first 3 fragrance testers poured. Get the wax poured, get the fragrance mixed in, and then we can go ahead and measure out the fragrance oil for the last blend, which is a combination of 3 different oils. So again, I ran out of beakers, so we gotta kind of split it, but let's get our first 3 poured and get the fragrance oil in the wax so it can start settling in and marinating. Okay, we are at about 190 with this first bit of wax that I poured out. I'm gonna go ahead and do our fragrance that's coated green, which is upscale linen. Go ahead and pour that in. Stir this for about 2 minutes. Okay, I put this one to the side, our upscale linen, and we're waiting for the temperature to come down to a suitable pouring temperature. Go ahead and grab some wax for our second blend. Trying to keep things moving along here. This one is about 137 degrees. Go ahead and pour. I'm going to go ahead and grab wax for the next blend. Okay, I have poured my very last fragrance tester for the day. I'm very, very excited to see if these 4 blends will round out our signature collection nicely and make good additions to the 3 fragrances that I have already selected. Very, very exciting. Thank you guys for spending your time here today. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me, and I hope that you'll come back in a couple of weeks to see how these performed in a burn test. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be notified when I upload new content, and don't forget to follow us at Chronicle Home Co. on Instagram for more behind the scenes. Thank you so much for spending your time here. I'll see you again soon.